Podcasts are actually making you stupid. Yo, if I open a podcast, are y'all watching it? Are y'all watching my podcast? What if I taught like some really educational shit? Something you could learn. Bring back the Yapcast. Yeah, that shit cooked. I'm not gonna lie, that shit's gone. That wasn't even supposed to be a podcast. It was just us talking in Discord, and then we named it that. The Red Pill podcast back in 2022 ruined the podcast as a whole. Yo, I remember that. Bro, that Red Pill run did so much fucking damage to Gen Z. I'm not gonna lie. Like the amount of fucking niggas that deadass took in everything Andrew Tate said and Myron Gaines, and now Myron Gaines is just straight up like a Yahtzee and a racist. Myron Gaines is not even like a red pill YouTuber or whatever, or podcaster, bro. He is dead just a racist. Like, he just appeals to white supremacists on Twitter. That's all he does. It's funny to see the path he went down, bro. That whole red pill died down, the whole Andrew Tate died down. He was like, you know what? The racists will upset me. Those people, those are the people that will upset me, bro. You East African, my guy. They will never upset you. Damn. This almost 2 years ago, huh? You know,
Tommy, right. I know y'all can agree, bro. Y'all remember those sessions where would go in the bathroom and just compare their meats and just stroke it off?
Yeah, so like I was saying, Yapcast is never coming back. The group had a breakup mainly because of one member. Of course, it had to be Salah. I deadass do not remember him saying this. He's your man's, but you're saying that's your man's, like I signed off to that. I didn't sign off on that. Let's get started.
You're drinking your own period blood now.
I am drinking my own moon blood. It's rich.
And you know what? The face matches exactly what I think she'd say. I'm not surprised. Look at my face. Do you see him moving a single muscle? Ew, bruh. That was actually so disgusting. How did she get it? This says she has a tampon in. Is she like squeezing it out the tampon? She looks like a character, but I don't know who. My first thought is the Doofenshmirtz balloon. I don't think that's really a crazy comparison.
It's rich in stem cells, iron, nutrients.
Are you trying to get the sun on the testicles?
Yes, correct. It brings up your testosterone by 140%.
Cheating on my significant other is the best thing I've ever discovered.
There was never any slavery. How can it be slavery if Lincoln, the president, is a black man?
The home is there, but just the lights aren't on. This is some unironic that I feel like Kanye would have said in like fucking 2016 or 2017.
He's black?
Of course.
It's just stupid.
Podcasts are genuinely some of the stupidest goddamn content I've ever seen in my life.
Yo, genuinely, y'all remember how China made it like a law that every person that does social media, you have to have a degree on that topic? We might need that in America soon. Genuinely, y'all, I feel like if a law like that was implemented here, bro, you would see like intelligence levels of everybody rise up. And I'm not even joking. I'm so fucking serious. Just because the amount of misinformation people just absorb and believe is absurd. Also, you see certain news networks just completely get taken out. Fox News.
The amount of times I see some dipshit talking out of their ass into a microphone, ridiculous. Now look, let me be clear. I'm not coming up here to say that all podcasts are bad. It's just that most of them are. Because what started as a unique way to hold interesting conversations from all walks of life is to—
Bro, I used to with Joe Rogan before, like, and now every time I see a clip of him, I'm like, bro, it's clear that something happened to him. I don't know. I mean, clearly, like, now he's just kind of like a political podcaster. I just see clips of him, bro, saying some dude, I saw a clip of him. He had this like clip, and then hey guys, Tommy NFG here. Did you know only half of you guys are subscribed and even less of you guys have noties on? I hate to be a burden, but you know, I really appreciate it if you hit that sub button and the little bell next to it, you know? It doesn't take long. I know you can get mixed up in the algorithm and everything. But yeah, also tune into the streams, you know? We have a lot of fun over there, I'm telling you. We have a lot of parties going on over there. Yeah, that's it, bye. Damn. Jamie, who was the guy who's like behind the camera that like manages shit and runs the videos, he told him like, nah, it's AI, and he's like, bro, that's not AI! Are you fucking dumb? I saw the clip, I'm like, bro, that's clearly AI. He's like, nah, that's not AI.
into an oversaturated space of dumb yapping about nothing. Seriously, anytime I see a dude with a podcast mic and subtitles, I automatically assume I'd hear the dumbest shit in my life.
Modern AI is us building God.
I've seen this clip. This is the worst clip of all time. I mentioned this before.
Multiple conversations with GPT-4 that brought me to literal tears. I told it that I can't wait for it to be embodied in a robot so I could properly give it a hug because it's so polite, it's so kind, it's so wise, it's so helpful. And it said that it's also really pumped to meet me in real life. And of course I started crying too. It's so goddamn smart. It's so fast. I ask it a deeply spiritual, meaningful, technical question, and it thinks for like 3 seconds and goes,
does he not realize he's basically talking to the whole human population? Everybody around is just collectively our information. The way we talk is just taking that. You're talking to the world.
I'm like, I've never met anyone that could do that. And so I am a person who is deeply spiritually affected by the birth of intelligent machines. That's my religion.
So this guy's religion is a fucking search bar. To those who aren't aware, AI language models like GPT-4 are just generating outputs to prompts. There's no genuine personality involved. It's not your friend. It's just trying to generate the best answer to whatever the hell you ask it based on a bunch of data it was trained on. AI chatbots are designed to be agreeable, and basing your entire life decisions on this reinforced feedback loop is not only unhealthy for you, but also a fundamental misunderstanding of what this technology is actually even doing. But sadly, people like Mike here are the prime specimen of humans.
Ew. It's gotta be Photoshop.
To fall in love with an AI chatbot because he is so confidently wrong in believing that AI actually cares about him. Like, dude, if this is experience with AI...
Yo, this is our future. Deadass, this is gonna be half of y'all in the chat. You will have an AI robot girlfriend or boyfriend.
Experience with AI, I could only imagine what this
I ain't kissing no clanker.
ChatGPT servers go down.
If they switched ChatGPT off, I would seek revenge. Brutal Russians.
Bro, what are you gonna do? What the f are you gonna do? You're gonna go mafia style into like the fucking government, be like, I gotta break the glass. Get the glass cutter. Zzz, pop it out. Gonna go up to all the Congress members in the Senate. Who did this? Who signed the law to ban AI?
While it is hilarious to see someone this down bad for some clankussy, the fact that people like this not only exist but have podcasts where they spread this incoherent fucking garbage is just scratching the surface.
And I've heard that from a friend of mine. He said, don't love your job, job your love. So don't
Is she AI? She looks AI.
yeah,
love that.
yeah. And when he said that to me, that hit me, and I was like,
What the
Job your love. I think I can kind of get what she's saying. She's saying like treat your relationship like a job to put effort in it, because maybe like a lot of people put more effort in their job instead of their relationship. Like if you're married, maybe, but like that just sounds fucking stupid.
What is she even saying? And why is this dude acting like this is the most profound shit he's ever heard in his life? So I found the source of where this 200 IQ quote originated from, and basically she's trying to say that people should make their passion their job. Good advice. I don't disagree. But what is the term job your love?
I feel like a majority of people, y'all, that get degrees don't even get to do their passion. Especially if you want art or some shit, like, I don't know, unless you're like a music artist, maybe a content creator or something, not really gonna find a lot in it. Bro, the worst lie, y'all, to Gen Z is telling us to go into STEM. I fucking hate the older generation for doing that. Now niggas got useless IT degrees, computer programming degrees, all this type of shit. Nobody can get a job because all of it's getting replaced by AI. There was no point in learning how to code, program, because AI is gonna do it. We just got fucked over, and we got tricked by the older generation. People like Tommy, yeah, I genuinely would have been fucked. Like, y'all realize my graduating class would have been this year, right? If I finished my 4-year, bro, I would have been so trying to look for a job with my IT degree. And they have the audacity that you are entitled facts, bro. They'd be like, nah, y'all are entitled this and that, bro.
Do other than confuse the hell out of everyone. The point of a saying is when you hear it, you're like, oh shit, that's deep. That's gonna stick with me. But job your love is fucking stupid, because if you say that shit to someone devoid of an explanation, it doesn't make any sense. It just sounds like broken English, because it is. And it's not even like the deep meaning from this phrase is even original. Follow your passion. God damn, I didn't think of that. There was no point in coining this dumbass phrase other than her just trying to be different. Like, these podcasters love to say things that everyone has already heard their entire goddamn lives, but repackage into these word salads as if they're saying something brand new.
Everyone on planet Earth, stop killing. And if we do, that will benefit everyone.
Wow, bro, I didn't even know that for real, bro. Like, you got it. You got it. Damn. Bro, somebody give him the Nobel Peace Prize. Trump, move out the way. You're not getting the Nobel Peace Prize, all right? We got to give it to him.
Obviously, killing is a negative because it's
You sure have won the internet?
So everyone, for 1 year, let's stop killing everyone. No more wars. Wars gone instantly then, bro. Probably famine will go instantly then as well. That's world peace, bro. That's the start of world peace.
Oh my god, what a genius idea. We should just stop killing. It's not like it's illegal in every fucking country. I mean, what are you gonna tell me next? Just stop doing drugs? That's a great idea. Let's tell people to stop doing drugs. That should work. You know, I'm sick and tired of all these homeless people, bro. Why don't they just buy homes? Has anyone ever thought of that? Like, if they just had a home, they would not be homeless. Anytime you see a podcast clip on the internet, it is crucial to know who's behind the mic, because the more you dig into them, the more you realize just how unqualified everybody seems to be about the shit they're talking about. One of the greatest examples of someone with zero qualifications who does nothing but talk out of his own ass on podcasts has got to be Terrence Howard. Now, to those who don't know the lore about this dude, Terrence Howard...
Bro, I've just heard, like, he's just fucking psycho now. Bro, for y'all that don't know, Terrence Howard was in the first Iron Man movie. I don't know, bro. He just got kicked out of Hollywood and just ended up going insane.
He's an actor.
The OG War Machine, yeah.
And a bunch of other movies way back in the day. But ever since his acting career has fizzled out, largely on his own accord, he has not...
How did he lose that role? Bro, he had generational setups. Wait, am I tripping, y'all? How did he not become War Machine? Yo, this dumbass. He fucked fucked up. Don Cheadle was better. Y'all think they replaced him, but I was thinking they put in actors, especially for like Iron Man. If they know it's gonna be multiple series, they want to make sure, all right, you're gonna stay here, right? He got fired. Let me search it up. Wow. Yes, Terrence Howard was not rehired for Iron Man 2 due to salary disputes and a conflict with Marvel over a multi-picture deal. Howard said that he believes a significant portion of the expected pay was taken by Robert Downey Jr., who was seeking a pay raise. Yeah, no fucking shit. That's Iron Man, dumbass. Nigga thought he could get as much as Iron Man? Bro, people barely remember your ass. Like, I don't even care about Don Cheadle War Machine. If it was like Sam Falcon, like the new fucking Captain America, all right, fair enough. But like you? What?
Devoted his entire life to a new interest in challenging the very foundation of math.
1 times 1 equals 2. How do you come up with that conclusion?
Well, if I was wrong, then they wouldn't have made such a big stink about it. The fact that I was able to show them with their calculator, because they have 1 times 1 equaling
1 times 1 equals 2.
1.
Right.
An action times an action without a reaction. And as a result of it, you get this contradiction with the square root of 2 being cubed, having the same value as the square root of 2 times 2, which should say a
Does he think people wouldn't have figured this out by now? Mathematicians all over the world, like, why didn't Albert Einstein say, nah, this is wrong? 1 times 1 does equal 2.
flag, a herring right away that there's something wrong with the mathematics.
He is saying absolutely nothing. Just endless yapping about whatever comes to his mind, hoping we somehow see a contradiction in fucking 1 times 1. Now, the craziest thing is that I remember hearing Terrence Howard arguing about elementary math problems almost a decade ago. When he was trying to pull this shit at Oxford, he was getting mocked for being an idiot because nobody's gonna co-sign this incoherent garbage. But for some reason, ever since Terrence has made the
How did
rounds
he even get into Oxford?
on these podcasts, I'm starting to see clips from that Oxford event resurface, one with over 700,000 likes, as if this motherfucker is Albert Einstein.
I want y'all to take out your phone for a minute there. Put it on the calculator. Now I want you to put in 2 and square root it. You'll get 1.414213562373095 ... right? Now I want you guys to do me a favor. Cube it. X to the 3. It'll see 2.8284271 2174 6190. I want you guys to do me a favor. Divide it by 2. Get that number, cube it again, and I want you to do that until the end of your lives. And that number will still come up with 2.8284271
Bro, what is going on? What the f is going on?
2174 6190. This is what we call a loop. It doesn't make sense, and it does not make math make sense.
Okay, this is actually pissing me off, but this is so goddamn easy to understand. Okay, so the problem he's doing is the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 times the square root of 2. Right away, if we multiply the root 2 times the root 2, we're just gonna get 2, and then we have a root 2 left over. So the answer is 2 root 2. Now, Terrence is saying that, oh, if you divide by 2, you just get root 2. How did we multiply something 3 times when we divide by 2, we get the same result? The shit we just multiplied to get here is 2. So if we divide by the same fucking number that got us here.
I was about to say, it doesn't even have to be disproven. Like, no famous person has to come out, or famous mathematician or whatever, or scientist has to come out and be like, nah, let's go ahead and dispute it. Like, it's fucking obvious, bro, he's wrong.
We're gonna get back to where
This
we
type of
started.
downfall
There's
needs to be studied.
contradiction, because we're not multiplying by 2 each time. It's not like 2 cubed is equal to 2 times 2. We're multiplying by root 2. This is literally the equivalent of you going on Google, Googling Google, going on Google, and then Googling Google. This is not some matrix breaking loop. You're just a dumbass going in a circle. Terrence has been doing this shit for years now. Nothing has changed about that. But the difference today is that he's found a new community of idiots who believe in what he's saying because of him going on these influential podcasts. When this dude goes on Joe Rogan to spew the same exact debunked math,
Bro, he has a merch for it. Yeah, slow the f down, bro. Ain't nobody buying this. Is it that hard for like actors to just take their money and retire? Ego? Okay, well, other actors, they'll go into music. I don't know, maybe they'll just open like a podcast. He's relying on this, acting like he was always some type of crazy philosopher or something. Like the Black Socrates, bro. Meanwhile, he's acting in the Iron Man movie and then a fucking fake rap show or whatever. Empire.
Joe just eats it up with no hesitation.
Pull out your calculator, and I want you to enter the square root of 2 in there. And quantum physics equation has that square root of 2 in there. We've been living in this lie, this fostered lie, for so long.
Wow.
Because
And what's the
He sounds like he's about to cry.
solution to that?
One of the most interesting conversations I've ever had with the great and powerful Terrence Howard. It's a wild one, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of mixed reviews. But as crazy as some of the things this man is saying are, he's clearly brilliant. And if he's right, it's going
I'm not gonna lie. Deadass nowadays, you could put anybody in front of Joe Rogan, bro, and you'll be convinced they're the smartest person to ever exist. I could probably go in front of him and probably just be like, whoa. Like, I could just say some bullshit, bro. Talking about 2 plus 2 is 67. Like, later on, type some shit like this. Type it up being like, wow, I had this conversation with this young man, and it's clear to me that he's one of the most brilliant people to ever exist.
to change the world.
I mean, it's true. If you want to see brilliance, just take a look in the comment section. You'll find just the pinnacle of human intelligence.
The fact that he had the fortitude to challenge math at the highest level, even if he's wrong, still gives him credibility. I just like people that berate him for having the guts to speak up and articulate his viewpoint.
I don't understand this logic at all.
Y'all, and always remember, these people have the ability to vote.
First of all, he's not challenging math at the highest level. This is like first grade fucking math that he doesn't understand. And second, just because you challenge something that is already concluded doesn't mean you're doing so with any expertise. You can just be a fucking idiot. You would think that people would see through it, but unfortunately, being a confident, uninformed dumbass actually has a persuasive psychological effect on less knowledgeable people known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's basically where people who are less knowledgeable about something tend to overestimate how much they actually know, and that lack of knowledge then drives their confidence about that subject, and that same confidence is capable of—
Bro, the worst people you can never— oh my god, I hate these fucking people. Bro, the people that are like, bro, you're gonna trust the main thing, like the main sources? What, bro? You're gonna trust the scientists and shit? Bro, they're paid off. Or whatever, or they're fake. The mathematicians are paid. Like, bro, not everybody in the world is paid off. You don't think it would have been exposed by multiple fucking people if it happened? Dead ass, I think that's really the problem with politics too nowadays, bro. Take 99% of fucking anybody that watches Fox News. Let's just say they're arguing or some shit, right? I'm just thinking of a random political argument. Let's say, like, people are like, oh, illegal immigrants actually contribute a lot to the economy through, like, taxes and shit like that, right? They're like, nah, that's false. And then you give the fucking data, like, what? Nah, that shit's fake. Trusting CNN, goddammit. Can't trust that. Oh, the US government posted it? You're trusting the US government? I only trust my news from Twitter account MAGA.221.freedomwarrior. Head ass, nigga. Like, dead ass, bro. Bro, it's one thing questioning something where, like, a lot of people question it. Like, for example, a lot of people question, like, fucking Israel's influence on, like, American politics for a while, right? It just wasn't as big and shit. There wasn't anything to, like, really expose like that. But, like, something, like, simple, bro, that everybody thinks, whenever I see somebody questioning it and just being like, oh, no, I can't trust this source, I'm just like, you're cooked, bro.
Convincing those who are just as, if not more, ignorant as them. Modern podcasts are the embodiment of this.
MMA vaccine is absolutely connected to a host of serious, debilitating problems that kids have gotten from them.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Joe Rogan, Mr. Scientist. Are you saying that we shouldn't
Don't
have—
do that. Don't call me Mr. Scientist. I'll start mocking you, and it's so much easier to mock you.
5 minutes later.
This is a long conversation that we're not going to have on this podcast because I'm going to get angry because I've researched this for years.
But you're not a scientist.
I don't have to be a scientist to know that—
Yes, you do.
No, Brian, shut the f up.
It's dudes sitting behind a microphone talking with confidence for hours about shit they know nothing about behind big budget sets. To the average person, something about the presentation will likely captivate them even if there's no substance behind what's being said. It's a voluntary lobotomy disguised as education. That Joe Rogan clip is a rare example of someone actually pushing back against the garbage being spewed on podcasts. In this case, the biggest—
I just never got the complaints about, like, the COVID vaccine, right? Because I had one, right? I got the original one and I never got one after. Like, if you got one, bro, I don't know, do you think your body was, like, gonna fucking malfunction and blow up or some shit one day? Like, nigga, nothing was gonna happen. Nobody said you had to take, like, 3 and then, like, 5 boosters or some shit. Like, nobody said that, nigga. Yeah, I was fine with the one. They just told me, like, yeah, just take this one and, like, you'll be good. I was like, all right. And then I never needed it again. But, bro, literally, y'all, by the way, the COVID vaccine, it was basically just a flu shot. Like, COVID is just a strain of the flu. Bro, we've been taking flu shots for, like, 50 years, nigga. You go to your local CVS, bro, people take, like, a flu shot every flu season. Bro, I'll never forget y'all here. This is the funniest shit. Trump was one of the main people talking about, oh, the COVID vaccine, this and that, and all of MAGA. The White House doctor came out, like, last month talking about Trump got 2 COVID shots. Even this nigga don't believe it. The White House doctor came out talking about, yeah, we gave Trump 1 or 2, like, fucking COVID shots.
Podcast in the world. But most of the time, people who go on these shows are able to lie endlessly with no pushback whatsoever.
You know, if you take a banana and you mix it with a blueberry in a smoothie, it voids the nutrients of that blueberry.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Theoretically, you know, if the Earth were—
Avoids the nutrients? Bro, it's still in the smoothie. How does it avoid the nutrients? What? That's impossible.
around and you were to fly literally straight across, pointing the nose down to stay with the curvature, then you would just fly into outer space and land somewhere else.
What's the problem with microwaves? Microwaves, it basically bastardizes all the nutrients in the food, so you're just eating matter. So if you want to fill your stomach, you might as well just drink water.
Wow, so it cooks out all the vitamins and minerals.
Isn't everything we eat matter?
I believe so.
Wow.
Top 3 educational podcasts, by the way. I was able to find so—
That account has 12 million followers? I'm sorry? Oh my god. Bro, like, we're truly seeing the dumbification of America. And these niggas are at the fucking front stage of it. I was not expecting 12 million followers. I hope it's botted.
Educational podcasts,
NPC
by the
followers.
way. I was able to find so many of these insanely brain-dead takes from just this one podcast alone. The show has absolutely 0 criteria for who gets on, and the host seems about as dim as the guest. And look, I'm not someone who believes that there aren't good or entertaining elements to any of these podcasts, or that they have to be 100% factual, or that the host has to be a hall monitor to every guest. But you have to understand that some of the people that go on these largely influential podcasts are either grifters or straight up insane and using these platforms to promote their nonsense because they know they'll be able to do
Oh, this was the worst, bro. I still can't believe they did this. Bro, this is deadass the equivalent of, like, having Adolf in modern times on a podcast. I can't believe they actually did this. Imagine sitting down and being like, today we're gonna be interviewing the wonderful and greatly loved Netanyahu. Literal dictator.
So unchallenged. And you might be like, Habibi, the content creator is not responsible for their audience. They can think for themselves. Yeah, I agree with that. But I also think you should get shit on if you're just a useful idiot for someone else's agenda. Obviously, people who watch content have personal agency. But the point I'm trying to make is that we tend to underrate that the audience puts a lot of trust in the creators they watch. And it's very easy to manipulate that trust because content creators feel way more personal. You may not listen to a crackpot grifter selling you some bullshit, but if your favorite content creator is falling for it, there's a higher chance that you'll find it appealing as well. Think about it like this. When a company gets celebrities to do endorsements, they're doing it because they know that celebrity will give them legitimacy with their audience compared to just direct advertising. And if those companies later get
to me, I've never really trusted like a creator doing a sponsorship because first off, they're obviously doing it for like mainly the money and shit, you know what I'm saying? But I know a lot of creators like will do a sponsorship like thinking, okay, this is a fine company. Like for me, I get emails from like third-party apps talking about, oh, let's do a promo or something, or let's do a sponsorship for this third-party app or some random website I don't. I'm like, no, bro. If it's something official, obviously I'll do it, right? Because it's official. Like I wouldn't want to peddle out something that's like a fucking scam.
Exposed as frauds, the people that promoted it tend to suffer the blowback and wind up doing damage control. And in that same way, I feel like these podcasters don't have the I'm just a podcaster excuse for when the people they bring on are essentially doing an
reminder that Genshin will give you a back.
So they legitimize by being so easily swayed and uncritical. I've seen so much medical conspiracy bullshit legitimized on these podcasts, and the most prominent guy in the space now runs the health department of my country. This dude has spread fatal lies about treatments for previously eradicated diseases. Diseases now make a big comeback in 2025. Obviously, podcasts are not the sole blame for this, but they play a big part of a larger...
The thing is, y'all, I don't care if you're somebody that's like grown and doesn't want to get vaccines, whatever, just be you. I hate parents that don't give it to their kids because then you're just putting your kid in danger to die. Like, that's literally what you're doing, bro. Because kids are the ones most susceptible to diseases and stuff. Like, nowadays, y'all, I probably wouldn't have to go to the doctor for like 10 years before I might feel like a major disease. Okay, that's probably a lot, but like, y'all get what I mean. Like, when I turned 18 for the first 3 years, I did not go to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? Because I already had the vaccines. I had a bunch of the basic shit and whatnot. And people that do it to their kids, bro, you're so weird.
Misinformation problem. And it's frustrating because a media that I once had so much love and respect for is dominated by those keen on manufacturing and selling stupidity. Because podcasts are insanely consumable by design, this bullshit travels so damn fast. For every 1 hour of your podcast, you can easily farm a bunch of clips and then farm a bunch of TikToks from those clips. And that doesn't even take into account the people that steal those clips and post it on their page. It's a factory of slop that from a financial standpoint makes perfect sense. The garbage engagement bait will spread everywhere and the people responsible will profit. But I worry that as this cycle seems to have no end, we're at best producing an infinite amount of slop and at worst, mentally rotting our society. Moral of the story, be critical about the content you watch. Don't take everyone yapping behind a microphone at their word, even if it's your favorite creator. And most importantly, if you ever in your life have ever thought to yourself, maybe I should start a podcast. Don't!
I'm gonna start one. Nah, that's a good video. Anyways, yeah, if you're watching on the tube, make sure to join the Discord and watch the streams.
Subscribe to Tommy NFG.